Hey guys, it's Ostomonday and today I'm going to do a what's in my ostomy carry case type thing. It was originally going to be called what's in my ostomy bag, and then I realised how wrong that sounds. I mean, that could be an idea for a video, but I don't think anyone would want to see it. So yeah, so it's the big sort of supply case that I'm doing the what's in it. So it's just to kind of give you an idea of what I use and how I store it, and yeah, kind of just like a what's in my bag, but obviously not to that kind of what's in my bag. So the bag itself, I think I got through my stoma nurse through Charter Healthcare. I can't remember, it's such a blur. Like, I'm trying to remember like the early days, and because I was so ill, I don't think my brain was really functioning properly, so I have no idea where this came from. I'm sure this is Charter Healthcare. It looks like the Charter Healthcare ones. It probably says on the inside, actually. I'm probably being really stupid. Hold on. Yeah, it says Charter Healthcare on the inside. It's a bit of a mess, as you can see. It's supposed to be all organised, and it isn't. But on the inside, I don't know if you can see, but it actually says Charter Healthcare in the middle. All these items are on prescription, by the way. I get them delivered through Charter Healthcare. With Charter Healthcare, you do get complimentary items such as dry wipes and like disposable bags. So you get these complimentary, which are just little black bin, like little tiny black bin bags. They're really cute. The dry wipes are exactly the same as this, but they come like this, like open, and I hate that because it's really thin. So I tend to get these non-woven swabs, and they come in, I think it's 100 of them. Yeah, 100 swabs, and they're 10 by 10. But I like these because they take water nicely, and so obviously when you're cleaning the area, it's just a nice kind of swab, really. Next up is my water cup. Now, usually when you place your order, like your first order with Charter, you'll get like a load of the stuff that comes with it. So you'll get the case, you'll get like the water cup and a mirror and like some other things as well. But my cup, like, I think I sat on it or something, so I snapped it. So instead I've used a clean, like I've sterilised it, but it's, you know, Chinese takeaways when you get like a sweet and sour sauce? Yeah. So it's just a little cup, but the ones that you get from Charter I think are a bit taller, which is what I miss, because this sometimes, if I'm sort of not being very careful, it can slosh around a bit. But yeah, the water cup's usually a bit bigger. But yeah, so if you've lost yours or if you broke it like I did, little takeaway pot. It's actually quite useful. Or you can probably get this somewhere, you know, Asda probably gets sort of like little pots like this. Next up, and the box is actually empty, so I need to, that was obviously my reminder to refill it, the Brava Skin Barrier Wipes. It creates a layer of film over the skin just to protect it from the adhesive and also from the output from your stoma. So yeah, I really like these, and like I say, I've run out of this, so I need to put some more in, but it comes in a box of 30. Next up is my Brava Adhesive Remover Spray, and this is a 50ml, and I love this. I used to use the Appeal spray, but for a while, like, you couldn't, like, it seemed to go about sort of 3/4 of the way, and then you just couldn't get anything else out of the spray. And then when I was introduced to this, I can't remember how I found out about this actually. It might have been on like a mailing thing, I can't remember. But once I found out about this, I was like, oh, I'll give it a go and see what it's like. And I love it. I absolutely love it. You can get all the product out, and it's just a nice adhesive remover spray. And if you've not seen one of these before, it's basically, as you remove your appliance, you spray this and it dissolves the adhesive, just so that when you peel it off, it's just so much easier to peel off, and it's not, it doesn't like rip so much. And also, like, if you have a plaster, just for general use, if you've got a plaster, and I mean, I'm such a wuss when it comes to taking off plasters and stuff, and this is great because you can just, and when I go for my blood tests, obviously they put like the cotton wool thing with some tape just to make sure it stops bleeding. Again, I use this for when I'm removing that, because, you know, it's a good, you know, it dissolves the adhesive, it does what it's supposed to do. Next are my scissors, and like, you can see how long I've had these, like the thing, like the holders all like broken and stuff, but there's 2 pairs of scissors in here. A straight pair, so just a normal pair of scissors, and then I've also got a curved pair, which I think, again, it came with the set. Oh, it's got a little colour plaster logo on it. But this is good, this is brilliant actually for when you're cutting the hole for your base plate. So, and it's also got a little sort of rounded edge here because, well, at first I used to cut the hole in and then realised that I'd actually cut the bag bit, the pouch bit as well, because I used to do a one piece. So that was really frustrating because I'd just be like, oh, I've just wasted a whole bag. But with this, it means that you're not cutting into the actual pouch bit if it's a one piece. If it's a two piece, if you're just cutting the base plate, then it wouldn't affect that. But yeah, I love the curved scissors because it just makes it easier to cut the hole. Or you can just completely eliminate that by well, if you use Charter Healthcare, they can cut them for you. I keep meaning to do it, but the thing is, because I'm on a health kick and I'm going to lose weight, hopefully, there's no point in me getting my template sent in for it to then change within a couple of months. You know, like I feel like it would be a waste of time. Like once I'm down to a weight that I'm happy with and I'm going to stay at, and because like your stoma will change shape and size and stuff. Once that's all sorted, yes, I'll probably use the cutting service, but until then, there's no point because I think like maybe every few weeks it might have changed, I don't know. But if you are pretty, if you've got a stoma that's not changed shape or size for, months and months and months, and you're pretty happy that it's not going to change, I mean, keep an eye on it, but you can always use the Charter cutting service, which I hear is very, very good. Next up, and this is a bit of a weird one to have, it's Betnovate Scalp application, that's what it's called. But it's basically for eczema. Usually it's when it's on the scalp, but because not recently, to be fair, touch wood, every now and then, especially in the early days for some reason, I think it's because I was stressed out, my skin reacts quite badly, and I suffered with eczema when I was younger, and I used to have eczema underneath where the base plate sits. So obviously I couldn't put any like steroid cream or anything like that on because that's where the base plate goes and it just wouldn't stick on that otherwise. So I can't remember if it was I'm assuming it was my GP recommended that I use this, a scalp one rather than a cream, because it's liquid, but it's very alcohol and it stings when you put it on, but it works like that. Next up is my Ostofix 40, and these are security frames. What they're designed to do is, obviously you've got your base plate there and they're supposed to kind of stick around, you can just kind of fit it out however you want, but they're just supposed to kind of help the base plate basically have a bit more of a surface area so that it's more secure on your skin. So that's what they're designed for. However, I don't use them for that at all. What I do is I will trim bits of it because it's really flexible and really, thin. So what I'll do is I'll cut a third of it each time. Basically where the belt has got like the plastic bit, it usually digs in because I like my belt quite tight. So I use this as a kind of cushion for the belt, the plastic of the belt to sit on this rather than on my skin, because A, it used to kind of dig in a bit, but B, when it's really hot weather, it kind of makes it all sort of sweaty and horrible, whereas this kind of makes a little layer and then it's not rubbing on my skin, if that makes sense. Really random reason, like way of using it. Probably the only one who ever does it, use it for that reason. But it feels nice and soft, like it's a really smooth, soft material. It's just like a little cushion. But also this has a reputation of being one of the most difficult things to remove, and it is true. That's why a lot of people like this for the security frames, because you really have to use like an adhesive remover to get it off. Saying that, I used to try, when I first had issues with like adhesion, I used to try and stick it to my scar tissue and it just peel away. So I think if you've got healthy skin, it's probably perfect. It might stick on scar tissue for you, I don't know, but for me it didn't. Next up, because I've got two stomas, I tend to have two lots of bags, so they're exactly the same apart from the coupling size. So this is a 40ml and this is a 50ml. This one is for my mucus fistula, so the colostomy, and yes, it's a drainable, but I'll get onto that in a minute. And this is the 50ml and this is for my ileostomy. So I have a drainable, I have both drainables, obviously the ileostomy is, But because my colostomy isn't a colostomy as such, it's not formed stool, it's mucus. So I've mentioned this like a million times. I'll link to the Why I Have Two Stomas video that I did a couple of Ostomondays ago. I'll put the link to that one because it explains it a lot better. But I have to use a drainable one for that one. I mean, every now and then I can probably get away with a closed bag, and I have got a few closed bags, but I just find it easier to use the drainable ones for that one. The one that I use is the Censura Click, so it's got a mechanical coupling, so once you've attached it to your base plate, you then click it into place, and then once you also want to remove it, you will press the button and it unclicks, and then you can remove it. And I like this because you can kind of have the sort of release function thing anywhere you want. So if you want it at the top you can, if you want it at the side or the bottom or whatever, it'll just, and then once it's clicked it won't move. So it just means that it's easier for you to use. So yeah, so I have one of each, and obviously with that I have the base plates to go with them. Here we go. So I have the flat one, so you can see that's flat, that's for the colostomy, and the convex one, as you can see, is for the ileostomy. So I don't know if you can see the difference in the coupling size, so that's the 50mm and that's the 40mm. Obviously the 40mm will go with that one. You just click it, and then click, and then the 50mm will go with that one. You can also get the Censura in a flex version, which is basically, instead of it being the mechanical coupling where you click it, it's the like sticky adhesive version where you just stick it on, which I tried and it works fine, but I just prefer the click. I think it's just personal preference. I think both function fine. It's just that I prefer I think it's psychological, but I just like that click thing where you just know it's on. I don't know, I'm weird like that. And now the other pocket is where stuff that I've just chucked in there that I thought, oh, maybe I'll need to use that, and then never have. So I didn't even know what's in here, so let's just see. We've got a Charter Healthcare water bottle. These are great, actually. It's purified water, great for travelling or when you're out and about. Yes, because when I've had to change, if I've had a leak or something, or if I've gone away on holiday, or if I'm in the office, you know, I will take this with me just in case I need it, in case I can't get access to running water. These are great because it's just a little spray, so you just spray it. So it comes out like a mist, so if you want like a lot of water to kind of clean an area, you have to do quite a lot of pumps, or you can just wet a swab and then use it like that. I also seem to have a Convatec or adhesive protective powder. Which is expired in 2011, so it just shows how long I've had this. I will probably throw this away. I don't think I've ever used it. There's probably loads left, that's a shame. Apply powder as a thin layer as often as necessary. Okay. Don't really know why or what it's for. Maybe it's to just dry the skin ready to put the base plate on. I don't know. I think I vaguely remember using this and then finding that it just made the bag not stick to my skin. Oh, they're saying that it might be because it was out of date last time I used it. I don't know. I'm sure I've heard people say that, you know when koi carp get blisters? Apparently they use the same thing for them. I don't even know what it's used for, but I need to throw it away because 2011, oh my god, that was ages ago. Next up, elastic tape. It's the Brava elastic tape. God, where I've clearly just shoved it in a bag and then they've all kind of got stuck together, but there we go. Similar to the Ostafix 40 that I showed you earlier. I love it, I love this, but, and I'll explain. So, it's very soft, it's kind of squishy in a way, it's hard to explain, but you won't be able to see this on camera, but it's basically tapered, so it's really thin on the outside and then it goes a bit thicker and then thin again, which is great because it means that when it's on the skin it's almost smooths into the skin and it's kind of like, it's not so noticeable, it's not like a sharp edge, it's just nice. But the reason I don't use this for how I use the Ostomy 40 is that when you cut it, it's a really like high edge, really sharp edge, if you know what I mean, like, so it's not tapered, so it's like nice and smooth and then tapered and then blunt. and it just, if you trim it, it's just not, you're not getting the right effect, if you see what I mean. And the reason I can't use this as like just a frame around is that my scar tissue is about here. Because my scar dips like that, if you stick anything to it, it just reopens the skin. Lovely. So, and plus I've got like that much space, so I'd have to trim it. Like I'd have to sort of make it thinner, like maybe cut it in half. And again, you've got the same problem where it's really, really blunt on one edge and then really smooth on the other. So it just doesn't work for me. The last thing is a Charter Healthcare mirror, because apparently it's good for if you are standing up and you need to see the underneath of your stoma. It just makes it easier. I've not had to use this yet because I seem to be able to bend well enough to see everything, but I can imagine that if I ever put on a lot of weight or if I ever get pregnant or anything like that, this will be a lifesaver, because I'm guessing I won't really be able to see underneath the big bulge. So yes, I'll keep this just for when I eventually need it. So that's everything that was in my Ostomy carry case. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions about any of the products that I mentioned, you know, how I use them, or what I think of one in particular, although I think I've covered most of that. But if you have any questions, or if you just want to share your thoughts, leave a comment below, or you can tweet me or Facebook me or whatever. So I hope you're having an awesome Ostomonday, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.